welcome to Just One Question. And this is your host, Neelakshi Sengupta. Today we have with us the actor, writer, director Vikram Kapadia. Vikram has another talent that many are not aware of. And that's what we are going to talk about today. Hi Vikram. Not too many people know that you are an ace technician as well. And you do know how to light up a place, literally speaking. When and how did this passion of lighting start?
I enjoy lighting up a play or a dance theatre performance. Recently, I've been doing music performances as well. I think it just so happened, like even playwriting happened by fluke, because I was looking for Indian playwrights who write in English. I couldn't find anybody who was like-minded and whose work I thought belongs to me as well. So I fell back on Karnad. Then after that I said what? So I said let me give it a shot, and I started writing, and it worked for whatever reason. So when I used to look, I started off as an actor, and then I saw some directors working and I said I can do that. And I was too opinionated to just follow other directors all the time, so I said let me do it my own way, and that's how I started direction.
Necessity is the mother of all invention, as they say. But in your case, it becomes the reason behind many an adventure. And my guess is you may not have found the correct lighting technician to help you, and that triggered this?
I think in one play I couldn't find a lighting designer or something, so I said okay, let me give it a shot. I'm not sure it worked well, or I can't remember really, this is now many years ago. But I remember Sam Kerawala, one of our very senior lighting directors, wanted my help when I was a student in college or something, to help him with dimmers, because in those days we didn't have electronic dimmers. So they were sort of round, you can only sort of operate 2 dimmers at a time. So if you have to operate 10, you need 5 students or assistants to help you. So that's how I got involved with lighting.
I totally love this approach of yours. But did you go on to learn it a bit more?
A friend of mine was married to a British lighting designer who worked at the Riverside Studios in London. So I got chatting with him, and then I learned a lot from him, and then I started reading books on lighting. So I started designing lights for a select few, because that wasn't my raison d'etre as such. And so from Tushna Dallas's ballet shows to Shamak Davar to a couple of Nasir's plays to my own work, I did that. And now every year I do the RIF festival in Jodhpur, which is the International Folk Music Festival at Mehrangarh Fort. And that's become like a tradition. So I go there every year.
Tell me, Vikram, about how do you plan the lighting design? That is a process in itself. If you could explain a little, please. Do you go sequence by sequence? Do you work with the total mood? How does it work?
Well, there's one section of lighting which is realism, right? So you are working on a play, you have a box set, you're working with the director or with myself if I'm directing, and I'm saying like what time of the day is it? Morning, afternoon. Is it sunset? And there's that golden period where every DOP or director loves, so and then you create that with where you place the lights, what colored filter you use is very important, and there is everything available for a certain feel and for a certain time of day. So I mean, even if you want to create underwater effects and also, you have color filters for that and effects for that. But then there's also the impressionistic lighting where you're saying something with the kind of light that you use, or whether you're using high key lighting like you do in cinema, or something that is more low key, and it's an added language which sort of supports what the director is doing. But sometimes depending on, like if it's a music show or a dance show, it's a little more obvious because it's with the beat. But it's great fun to light. And there was a very highly respected gentleman from Calcutta called Tapas Sen, who was a legend in lighting, and so we always used to strive to be as good as him, and he apparently could do anything, effects of a train passing by on stage and stuff like that, with equipment that was, sort of very raw and not like the equipment we have today.
Which brings me to the next thought. Technology has become digital. Analog has almost vanished. Do you find it easier now, or has it become more complicated?
Things have changed since the good old days, I mean, the dimmers have changed and everything is digital, and now I'm working on a board called the Grand MA2, which can do anything. And I don't know how to operate it, so I have to ask my young sort of subordinate to teach me like what's going on.
New technology, new learnings.
Yeah. One has to either sort of do it manually, or if the play is very precise and the space is a dedicated space for that play, then just electronically cue after cue you just press. But that's difficult because we are like gypsies, going from one theatre to another. It's not like in the advanced countries where you have one show in running for 6 months or 2 years in one space. So that's unfortunate, but it's more challenging. It's like driving in the city. If you can drive here, you can do anything. So it's like if you can do theatre here, you can do theatre anywhere in the world, I think. So things have moved on in, technically as far as lighting and sound and all is concerned. But now we need the education to use the stuff, sort of effectively. And so it's not about, trying to get the attention to yourself. I mean, you don't want the audience to look up and say, oh, that light is fantastic up there. But they should have a good feel when they are seeing it. And probably after the show say, oh, it was lit very well. And, it created a great ambience, so to speak.
So no matter what changes in the technology, the essence of any lighting, any sound, or any performance for that matter, is how it would make the viewer feel. It's all about how a story is told well, right? Not just about how stylishly a technology can be used. A combination of the two is what is essential. I will leave my listeners here to ponder over this thought of technology and creativity. Do they go hand in hand? Think about it. This is Nilakshi Sengupta, and you were listening to Just One Question.